All right, let's just get right into this. This is the wrong article. We look up here. Here we go. So this is from CTV News, and it's so it calls, I guess it's titled "Elections Alberta Working to Verify Overwhelming Support for Anti-Separatist Petition." So this is actually in response to the Alberta Prosperity Project, which has basically put the question forward: should Alberta leave Confederation? Should it leave Canada? Should the province and become independent? That, as far as I know, was a grassroots movement, but so we'll go over this. I'll just read this quickly. A citizen-led petition that opposes the idea of Alberta separating from Canada is now being reviewed by Elections Canada and, if verified, will be handed over to the province in 2026. Former Deputy Premier Thomas Lovsack, get a normal name.
I think I like the love sock better.
Thomas
Lukaszak.
Lukaszak. I don't know, man. And a team of about 6,500 volunteers, real grassroots movement, if you ask me, has been collecting signatures throughout the province for the past 3 months. The petition asks, do you agree that Alberta should remain within Canada? They needed 249,000 signatures, but completed the petition with more than 456,000. Love Shack, baby. Yeah, there we go. We knew the vast majority of Albertans want to remain Canadian. Hence, we are not asking for a referendum, said Thomas, who started the petition to oppose calls for an Alberta independence referendum. We're asking the Premier to do the right thing and ask Alberta MLAs to vote on this issue and put separatist talks to bed once and for all. Signatures on the petition need to be verified by Elections Alberta over the next 60 days. This is the first citizen-led petition. Citizen-led.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The former Deputy Premier of Alberta. Real citizen kind of guy. Yeah, okay, dude. It has received, but it's
regular old Joe there.
Yeah, just some nobody. But it has trained for scenarios like this, and it will have staff working 7 days a week, checking all signatures and contacting some people who signed by phone and email. So, yeah. So with this petition being presented, I guess, before the Alberta legislature, this could actually trigger. So there's already the Alberta Prosperity Project, which is called basically the inverse of this, which they had reached enough signatures for that question to. Is he an old school? Is he a UCP before the UCP was a UCP?
Are you down with PPC? Or UPC?
I don't
yeah, you know me. I don't
labels.
know.
But so the Alberta Prosperity Project has already submitted a petition in the inverse that they think, or do you think that Alberta should separate from Canada? So with these two petitions now being verified, I guess, or at least the question will be asked, and if there is enough UCP support where they say yes, this could actually mean the mechanisms start moving, the cogs in the machine start moving for Alberta to separate. So that's why this thing could backfire big time on on groups like the NDP. Because now this question has to be answered. Should Alberta remain a part of Canada? Either for or against. But yeah, we had 6,500 volunteers. I think the Alberta Prosperity Project basically just put up like not like a change.org, like it wasn't an official petition that they had to get signatures for, but not that many. Like they didn't have people going door to door, and you have to be really careful because I don't know exactly what the petition might say or what the person might say. Like, hey, there's these people that are trying to overthrow the government, or who knows, like just verbally what might come out. Like, do you really think they're just walking up to a door and say, read this, sign, bye? No,
Read
they
me.
might be, kind of coaxing a question. Hey, do
I'm
you
sure they
like
are.
Alberta? Oh, you're a Canadian. Oh, a good Canadian family here. Oh, it's always good to see good old Canadians here in named city town in Alberta. And there's a question that's being proposed that actually Alberta wants to separate. So, like it's do you want these crazy do you want like it just you can ask these questions in a certain way to try and foment an idea after you kind of put in these leading questions of, well, if Alberta separates, and da, 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 like it's I think they could really start actually pushing trying to spin a narrative here, because the separatist movement within Alberta has been strong for a very, very long time. What
It
say
has.
ye?
I'm actually surprised it hasn't happened yet, to be honest. But I'd be curious to see like numbers, like what the numbers are of ones that want to separate, and then the numbers that are anti-separation. Like see how far they are from each other or close.
I know Alberta Prosperity Project.
Does PC
uh,
stand for like conservative
Pro-
party? Like what is
Progressive conservative. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would have thought it would
Um
have been CP.
no, yeah, it's just progressive conservative, which is an oxymoron. You cannot be progressive and a conservative. I'm trying to see right on their website whether it actually says how many signatures, because you figured this would be up front and center. Um with their petition. Like it's literally the question on their website. Like I could show you it right here. Like, that's it. Do you agree that the province of Alberta shall become a sovereign country and cease to be a province in Canada?
I would also like to know how many of the people that signed this, if they're actually Alberta citizens or not. Like if this is just regular Canadians that are just having their 2 cents, or if it's people that live in Alberta. Like I'd be curious to know that too.
I'm just looking, like maybe like a who can sign. I'm sure you probably. Oh, I guess you could. By registering your intention to vote in favor of initiating a referendum on Alberta's independence, we can ensure that the provincial government will will restructures Alberta's independent relationship in regards to Canada. If you're not, click here. Oh, it's just a Q&A kind of thing. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they ended up getting enough signatures in order for them to for this to be brought before the well, I guess the government in Alberta. So there's going to be questions one way or another. This question will be answered, but to say once and for all, I don't know. People can just resubmit it. This is a thing, like it I think conservatives, like you guys, if this is really where these people truly believe that Alberta is better off on their own rather than being hamstrung, or however they view like being in confederation, you can't stop. I've talked to a lot of people where they're like, I got this petition signed and it went before the government, and it didn't pass. So fuck it. Everything sucks. Everything sucks here. Canada's lost because my petition didn't go through. It's like, man, when you look at the left, do you think like they started, and I know I've said this a million times before. Maybe that would be, I don't know. there's a lot of weird stuff going on. I can't remember what I was saying. I burped and I forgot. My point went out with my mouth.
Oh my God. So while you're thinking of your point, there's a couple comments that are coming through.
Yeah, so I can't say he's old school. Yeah, climb. But I assume he's a prairie boar, born and bred. Yeah, unlike Pierre. That's true. I know Pierre's. He's. I told people that the riding that he went into, they hated Pierre. Only thing is, they hated that Bonnie Crombie or whatever that chick's name is. They only hated her more. They didn't like Pierre. They seen him as like a Toronto, a Toronto guy. He's just here for a seat. He really doesn't give a shit what what we think. He's just basically using us just to get back in Parliament. So
it's fair.
Well, you've seen this nobody, and this is the thing. Like, guys, you really got to recognize how the left, how the liberals actually operate. Because you've seen this Crombie chick was a nobody on no one's radar, literally no one's radar until that election. Then all of a sudden, peace was coming out, boosting this chick up. It came out of nowhere. So, like, you guys really got to recognize, like, this is how the liberals play. This is how they act. What's wrong with your face? Do you have AIDS?
What?
Your
No.
face is all like,
I hear the dogs fighting downstairs.
Oh, I know.
No,
Right outside my door.
The dogs fighting downstairs. I must have like froze. Mm-hmm.
But are these born Canadians or immigrants? You'll never know. No, Kian, you'll never know. As long as they're a citizen, I don't know. I don't know if this petition just has anyone living there, or if it's restricted to only citizens. Is it people with a student visa or something? I don't know. That I don't know. So hush, puppies. So at the same time, Alberta is bringing out digital ID hybrid pre-election. I have a bit of a different opinion with regards to the digital ID. I mean, like when Elon took, I know, like, what, are you fucking kidding me right now?
I know you guys can't hear them, but they're like going crazy down there. Jeez.
Oh, you can't hear them through my microphone? Fantastic. But when Elon took over or bought X, how many blue check marks signed up to give their name over? A lot of us did. I know I did. To get that blue check mark, I gave over my information. So, oh no. All right, I guess they're chilling out. But yeah, like Bonnie was a nothing. But it seemed really weird, like, as you're saying, Todd, like, yeah, she was an independent candidate, but you seen how the media came out and backed her, that she's Alberta born and bred and all this other stuff, and look, she's a vet, but all of her talking points were liberal talking points. Every single one. She had nothing about, with regards to Alberta. No, I don't, at least not what I see or saw anyways. But yeah, it just seemed like Alberta hated her more than they hated Pierre. So
he was just a lesser of two evils then. Jesus.
My God, those two right now. Oh man. Oh well, Rebel. Yeah, well, Rebel's a little bit of a stick in the side of everyone. They yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on with that. I don't know. And this, how, once you ask that question, Like, once you ask that question, should Alberta or should this thing happen? Yeah, you might AstroTurf and get the 450,000 signatures. But what if the UCP says, you know what? In speaking with my constituents, we're out of here. That could really be the position that they end up taking here. Well, I wanted Kim to see this next thing because I thought it was super funny.
I'm still here.
You are alive.
I'm still here. I am alive. Teehee.
Okay, I wanted to show this because this was actually pretty crazy to see. But I guess like guys out there, guys and gals, don't want to discriminate. If you're in that Alberta area, are you guys kind of getting that same sentiment? I don't know if you I don't know if an individual themselves would, but I'm sure if you brought it up with your MLA saying like, this is the thing, like if this is the move Alberta wants to take, you have to take the playbook from the left. It's phone calls, it's emails, like it is non-stop. It is non-stop. Because like if I'm getting emails say from like 10 people out of say a constituency of, I don't know, let's say 150,000, it looks like a lot. And this is how the left tends to operate. They have people that are phoning, they're leaving messages, they're pissed off, they're making their voices heard. And so if that's not where the left is, or the right, I guess, or these people that actually view it this way or want this to happen, if you're not phoning your MLAs every single day, then they're just gonna go, I'm not really hearing anything. Like, I'm not getting any phone calls. No one's really blying at me. I'm nothing. I'm not getting anything. So that's what, like, Albertans, if that's what you ultimately want, it's what you have to do.
I personally hate when people blot me. It's really awkward.
It is a little bit. Like, I personally don't want Alberta to leave, because if Alberta leaves, Canada's dead. Canada dies right there. Canada dies with that vote. We have many, many mechanisms in place in order for, for these types of things to change. There are a lot of mechanisms within Canada. In our legal system, in our parliamentary system, there are a lot of mechanisms there. And if this happens, like, I don't know. Maybe it's more of like look at how Quebec is. Quebec is quite independent. Like we kind of like shit on Quebec that that they're kind of protectionist and their laws are kind of contrary or contradictory to the rest of Canada, but they're fighting for their province, and they fight pretty tooth and frickin' nail on it. So okay,
say again. We shit on Quebec because why?
Well, because they're independent. Because they always they fight vehemently for their identity and their Nah, mean, Craig?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they've been wanting to. That's another place in Canada that's been wanting to separate. They were talking about that since I was a kid. I remember saying, "Good, go away."
Well, yeah, and so they kind of just looked at at themselves.
It's kind of crazy when you have. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody in the United States saying. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody in the United States saying that they want to separate from the United States and become part of Canada. Like, it's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, well, that whole thing was just a big.
Did you die?
Goofy.
Oh.
No, one thing I am noticing is that it's really, really choppy, and I'm not a fan of that right now.